to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty, and today I am bringing you another episode of our Sutton Legacy series. As you can see, we are here with Celia, and she is feeling really sad. She has recently been trying for another baby, but unfortunately they have failed to conceive. It says sometimes it can be harder to expand a family than hoped for. And she's having a bad time. Since we're exposed to things they dislike for extended periods of time, we'll slowly go mad. So unfortunately, she is getting into bed and she is crying it out. She's having a really tough time accepting the fact that she failed to conceive, and she is really going through the ringer, guys. She is not liking this at all. She is really wanting to expand the family. She's wanting them to have another baby. And unfortunately, she is having a really tough time accepting the fact that they did not conceive another child. Hopefully, the two of them will be able to get on board and have another child. Both of them would be happy to have children, and so I do think that they will, in this episode, try again for another pregnancy, and hopefully they will be able to figure out what the problem is. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. She's just going to let Caiden know here that she's really struggling. She's just going to let him know, you know, honey, I'm really upset by the fact that I am not pregnant. And he's going to say, I know that you're really sad, love. Like, I understand that you're sad. I'm sad too. She's like, I really wanted us to be pregnant. I really was hoping that this time was going to be it. And he's gonna say, you know, I understand. And she's like, I just don't understand what the problem is. You know, we've done everything right. It was our ovulation window. Like, everything should have panned out. And he's like, I really understand what you're telling me, honey, but unfortunately, you know, these things aren't foolproof, and we're just gonna have to keep trying. And she's like, are you okay with us continuing to try? And he's like, well, of course I am. And she's like, well, let me tell you a secret. I'm still ovulating. We're still in the window of time. So I think what we should do is we should, you know, continue to try now. And he's like, oh, well, if that's how you feel, honey, then we can continue to try. Obviously, you know, I'm not against continuing to try for a baby with you. You know, if that's something that you're wanting us to do, then we can continue trying for a kid. I already have Megan. Obviously, I want Megan to have a sibling, so that is definitely something you can do. But for now, I'm going to go upstairs and just take care of Megan. So he's come on upstairs. He's taking care of Megan here. He's just making sure everything's okay. And as you can see, Celia's come on up to check on her as well. She has herself a little bit of a dirty diaper here, so we are just going to go ahead and change that dirty nappy. Make sure everything is good with little Megan. Megan is going to be aging up into a toddler in today's episode because she is getting on up in her age, and it is her birthday in this episode. She is a little fussy baby today, but we are going to be continuing to try to expand this family and give her a little sibling. And they want her to obviously have someone that's going to be close in age to her so that they will be able to grow up together, and they just want their family to feel complete, and they feel like having two children is the way to go. So they are going to continue to try, even though they have had that failed pregnancy test. They are not going to let that get them down. And Celia is like really trying hard to console Megan, but Megan is just right now inconsolable. She's, you know, had her nappy changed and she's still just crying. They've tried bouncing and cuddling, and now she's going to try giving her a little bit of a bottle here. And hopefully that will do the trick. So she is just going to go ahead and go on in here and just take out her aggressions and talk to this little stuffed animal here, and just maybe do a little bit of a workout afterwards and hope that it makes her feel a little bit better. She is doing anything and everything she can to kind of get her mind off of the sadness that she's feeling. As you can see, Caiden is in here doing a little bit of a workout. We know that he is aspiring to be a bodybuilder, and so he definitely works on his physique as often as he can, and he's just doing a little bit of pull-ups here. So these two are just doing a little bit of a workout together. She's obviously doing it for different reasons than he is. He's doing it to physically train his body. She's doing it to mentally get her head out of the space that she's in of all this sadness. And then we're going to let her go ahead and deal with the cat here. The cat is clearly needing a little bit of attention as she sits here watching them do their workouts. Turtle's thinking, why is it that these humans aren't paying me no mind? We've had this baby come into this house and now they just aren't paying me any attention, and Turtle's feeling a little bit neglected. So we are going to let her just give Turtle a little bit of attention. And then we'll have Celia go on downstairs and get herself a little bit of food because she is starting to feel a little bit peckish. As you can see, we do have Caiden going on downstairs. He's going to grab himself something to eat as well. He is feeling really energized after his workout, which we love. He's feeling like he is really getting somewhere as far as his physique goes. He's loving the fact that his fitness skill is going up, and he's getting closer and closer to feeling like he is progressing towards that bodybuilder status that he so wants. And I love that for him. I love the fact that he's feeling like he is getting somewhere towards his goals of being a bodybuilder. The closer he gets towards that higher level of fitness skill, the happier he gets. And that makes me happy to see his happiness grow when it comes to his fitness and his bodybuilding going up. As you can see, Celia is feeling pretty flirty right now. Her ovulation window, as I said, is currently going on. She is in a pretty flirty mood. Aside from her feeling that overwhelming sadness, she has a lot of flirty feelings right now because she knows that now is the time that they need to be trying for this baby. And so she is going to, again, approach her husband and just be like, now's the time, honey. I realize that you have a lot on your agenda. You have a lot going on. But I do want us to go ahead and try again for a baby. Whenever you get a chance, I want us to go ahead and give this another chance. So she's going to just tell him, this is the time that we should be trying for that baby. And she's going to give him some kisses, and they're going to obviously go and try again for another baby. She does have some arrangements that she needs to make so that she can try to get those sold. So I am going to get her out here while he's working on his guitar skill for work. And I'm going to just go ahead and let her do that. That way they are both working on some skills. She needs to get some hobbies done so that she can feel a little bit productive and get a little bit of money coming into the house. But after that, then they're probably going to go ahead and take advantage of their sleeping window where Megan is, fast asleep, and have some alone time together. But in the meantime, skills must be taken advantage of as well. When the baby sleeps, they do try to get as much done as they can for their hobbies and their skills and things that they need to do as adults. So they unfortunately have, just a little bit of time to themselves when Megan is asleep. And when she's awake, they obviously have to spend all of their time with Megan. So their schedule is kind of hectic right now while she is little and needs and demands a lot of their attention. And so they have to work around her schedule, obviously. But now that she has finished that flower arrangement, she's just going to go on in here and have a talk with Caiden and just tell him, okay, honey, it is now time for us to go in there and have ourselves a little bit of alone time. Let's go in there and try to make that baby. And he's going to say, yes, dear, let's do it. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a little bit of alone time. Megan is awake now, but she isn't crying, and so they are going to go ahead and take advantage of the time that they have together and obviously spend a little bit of time trying to get themselves pregnant. Hopefully this will be a chance that they will be able to get themselves with child, and Celia is hoping that this time when she takes a pregnancy test, it's going to give them positive results and that she's not going to get any more bad news. But she is, not sure of the results and how it's going to play out. All she knows is that the last time it was a negative result, and she isn't really sure why. She's not sure what went wrong with the last test results. She's just hoping this one will be more positive. So they are just going ahead and having that woohoo, and we are going to then afterwards let her go ahead and tend to a little bit of the gardening, and then after she gets some more of her chores done, then we will go ahead and have her take another pregnancy test and see what the results are of that. So she's out here dealing with her garden. Once she goes inside, we'll let her take a pregnancy test. She desperately needs a bath. She's feeling pretty grungy. So we'll let her go in and get herself a bath and get herself that pregnancy test. She's like, oh my God, I smell so rough. Like, I'm just horrid, putrid even. So she's gonna go inside, get herself a bath. Megan is still doing pretty good. And so she's like, well, since Megan's not crying, I have time for a bath. So she's gonna get herself into the bathtub and have herself a nice long bath, and then afterwards we'll get her that pregnancy test. So she is just finishing up her bath here. Obviously you can hear that little Megan has started crying, so she is just finishing up here in the bath and thinking to herself, oh no, I've got to hurry up. I need to finish up in here so I can get to Megan. She's going to quickly take this pregnancy test, and hopefully the results are a positive one. She is really nervous as she takes this test, hoping that it's going to be a positive result. And unfortunately, she gets more bad news, and it says that she is not pregnant, maybe next time. And she's thinking, what is the problem? What is going on? Why is it that I can't get pregnant? What is the problem here? That is it me? Like, what are we doing wrong? It's my ovulation time. Everything is, going so right, and I don't know what. Like, I've counted the days. I know exactly what should be happening here, but yet everything is just going so bloody wrong. And she is so sad about it. And she's not really sure what the problem is. She just knows that she's going to obviously have to talk to Caiden and just tell him, like, honey, once again, I've gotten a negative pregnancy test and I'm really upset about it. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what the answer is, but all I can tell you is that, like, I'm really, really upset. And she's checked her fertility, and her fertility says that she's like got a 77% chance of getting pregnant. And she's like, okay, so it's not anything that's wrong with me. So I've done everything right. I should be getting pregnant. So what's the problem? So she knows that she needs to talk to Caiden. She needs to figure out what is going on and why she's, oh my God, she's fallen down. She's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. As if my day couldn't get any worse. So she's headed off to go talk to the doctor just to double check that she is exactly fertile. And the doctor has told her, you're lucky. You're above average in your fertility. You're a lucky one. It would seem you're unlikely to have any problems getting pregnant. And she's like, okay, I'm unlikely to have any problems getting pregnant. And yet here I am trying to get pregnant and I'm not getting pregnant. What is the problem with me? What is the problem that's going on here? So she knows maybe it's Caiden. Maybe there's something wrong with Caiden. And so she knows that she has to talk to her husband. But in the meantime, she's gone to bed here and she's going to get a little bit of rest. And then Megan has started crying. So she's like, oh, I've got to go deal with Megan. So she's coming here to give Megan a bottle. And in the meantime, she is gonna go ahead and change her diaper. Megan just constantly is crying, and she's like, Megan, honey, mommy's here. Don't cry. I'm gonna change you. Everything's gonna be okay. Please don't cry, honey. Mommy's here. She's like, I'm gonna go ahead and take another pregnancy test. Maybe the last one was faulty. So she's come on in, and she's gonna go back in here, and she's gonna try taking another pregnancy test, thinking maybe the last test was just a faulty test. And so she pulls out another pregnancy test and she takes another pregnancy test thinking maybe the last one was just a faulty test because obviously there's nothing wrong with her according to what the doctor said. And yet once again, the test tells her, nope, you're not pregnant. And she's like, oh, this is ridiculous. Caiden, unfortunately, is asleep. He's unaware of any of this going on. He had gone to work. He's come home. He's in bed. He's oblivious to any of this turmoil that Celia is going through. He's just a man asleep, dealing with a hard day's work, and then he just has no idea that she's going through all this. But he is concerned a little bit that he might have some fertility issues, and he is gonna go ahead and head off to the doctor because he's been concerned about this himself. And so we are going to get those results soon. Celia's gonna come on upstairs and take care of little Megan, who is screaming her bloody head off. and we will have her go ahead and change a diaper and give a bottle, take care of her the best she can, while we wait on Caiden to return with the results of his fertility results, because as we know, he is just really concerned that he might be the problem. He has realized that Celia is not getting pregnant, and there's something in the back of his mind that's telling him there must be something going on, and he doesn't think it's her. He thinks it might be something to do with him, and so he has snuck off to the doctor to find out if he maybe has something wrong, that, you know, he might be the reason why she's not getting pregnant. That he needs to maybe tell his wife, look, there's an issue that we have here. And we have received some news that we are sorry to announce that you have low fertility. Starting a pregnancy might be a little difficult. And Caiden is back from the doctor, and he is really devastated with this news. But the doctor has given him a fertility potion and has advised him, look, you have a low fertility, but I'm going to give you this medication. You can take this medicine. It's a potion drink that you can drink. It's going to give you a boost. And while you're on this potion, you should be able to go ahead and have a higher chance of getting pregnant with your wife. And she's like, honey, I have taken this test, and honey, what's wrong? And he's like, honey, I have to tell you that I just got news that I want to have children, but I'm sad to learn I have low fertility. And she's like, low fertility? And he's like, yeah, we might have troubles getting pregnant. But the doctor's giving me this drink that I can take, and hopefully it's going to raise our fertility rate, and we'll be able to go ahead and get pregnant. I'm really hoping that it's going to work, and I don't know if it will, but I am hoping that we'll be able to go ahead and we'll get pregnant. But the only thing we can do is just keep trying. And she's like, well, then we'll keep trying, because I'm still in my ovulation window. If you've got this potion, maybe the chances will be good that we'll be able to get pregnant. And he's like, okay. And she's like, I'm not going to give up if you're not going to give up. And he's like, well, I'm not going to give up. I'm just so sorry that I've put you through all of this turmoil. And I just want you to know that, you know, I love you so much. And I know that this has been so hard on you. And she's like, no, it's fine, honey. I'm so sorry you're having to deal with this too. So they're going to go ahead. They're going to go in here. They're going to try again for a pregnancy and use this potion that he has taken to see if they can go ahead and get pregnant. They are hoping that this is going to work for them, because obviously both of them are really saddened by the low fertility news, but they both want a baby so badly. They want Megan to have a sibling. They want their family to be complete, and they feel like it won't be complete until they have 2 children. And that's because they don't want Megan to be by herself growing up. So they are going ahead. They're trying for this pregnancy, and they're hoping this is going to be successful. They're hoping that this fertility potion is very potent, and that her being on her ovulation cycle, this is going to work out for them in their benefit. As you can see, both of them are feeling really, really flirty. They're feeling very, very optimistic that this is going to work out, and that the doctor is correct in their thinking that this is going to be a huge success for them. Caiden is off to the gym here in the house to work out a little bit, because he's feeling like, okay, that had to have been successful. I'm going to go ahead and get a workout in. And Celia is going to go ahead and go in here and take care of little Megan, who is once again needing a diaper change. That is all this child does, is cry and poop and eat. But she is going to go ahead and go downstairs and take herself a little bit of a pregnancy test here, and we will see what the results are of this pregnancy test, and hopefully we will go ahead and be pregnant. And she is a bundle of nerves as she waits with bated breath to find out what the results are, and she can't wait to find out what the results are going to be. And oh my God, she's so excited when she finds out that not only did it work, the doctor was so right, and that potion worked so well. She is expecting, and she's pregnant, and she can share this wonderful news with Caiden, and she's so thrilled. But instantly she's like, oh, I kind of feel like maybe I might be a little bit sick. She's going to go ahead and clean up a little bit and harvest some of the honey and get some chores done around the house. She's like, well, even if I am sick, even if I do have a little bit of morning sickness, it's all so very worth it, because this is exactly what I wanted, was to be pregnant. And as you can see, Caiden is in here taking care of Megan. But she's going to come up here when she's done with her little chores, and she's going to tell him the big news that she is expecting and see his reaction, because she is thrilled to know that they are finally expecting and that everything worked out just how they had hoped it would. And she is ecstatic with this news, so she's hoping that Caiden's going to be just as happy as she is. So she's going to go on upstairs, and she's going to see Caiden, and she's going to tell him the great news. She's like, Caiden, honey, I have something to tell you. And he's like, what's that? And she's like, I just took the pregnancy test, and we're expecting a baby. And he's like, you've got to be kidding. And she's like, I'm not. And he's like, oh my God, that's such great news. It really worked. And she's like, it really worked. And he's like, I mean, I thought it wasn't going to work. Happy parents. Celia's partner was delighted to hear about the pregnancy, completely overjoyed. This child will bring them both such happiness. Celia wants children and is happy to know that one is on its way. So they are absolutely over the moon, thrilled that they are having another baby. And they cannot wait to have this child. Both of them are so ecstatic. They're so in love. They can't wait to complete their family and to have this other child and to have Megan have a sibling. And they are just so thrilled that this worked out the way that they had intended for it to work out. The fact that it worked the very first try after they got this potion is so exciting for them. And she is thrilled that it worked for them and that she is finally carrying a little baby. After trying and trying before and not knowing what the problem was, this news makes them so, so happy. And as you can see, tomorrow is Megan's birthday, and she will be aging up to a toddler. So it came in just the nick of time, this news. We are going to just go ahead and let Celia get a little bit to eat here. She is feeling a little bit peckish now that she's eating for two. And then she's going to clean up that cat hair that's lying all over the kitchen because little turtle is shedding a little bit right now. So we're going to go ahead and take care of that. Celia is thoroughly enjoying her meal. As you can see, she is really, really loving the fact that she's having this grilled cheese. She is been pretty famished from the fact that she is eating for two. She's just going to clean up after herself, and then we'll get her going ahead and cleaning up these piles of hair. They are all over the kitchen. I'm not exactly sure what's going on with the cat. Maybe she needs a good brushing, but either way, she is shedding all over the kitchen. So she's just going to clean up all of this hair, take it outside, and dump it in the trash bin. And then we will go ahead and take her in here and let her pay the bills for the house. And I think I'm going to have her go ahead and continue writing on her book a little bit. That way we can get her, hopefully, to get that finished so that we can get it published, so that she can start making some royalties coming into the house. We know that she does have a lot of hobbies on the go. Writing does happen to be one of them. She isn't a huge fan of writing, but she did go ahead and start writing a book, so I would like for her to go ahead and finish it. Once Caiden is up here, we will go ahead and take him in there, let him tend to Megan, and like I said, Megan will be aging up sooner than we know. But in the meantime, he's just going to go ahead and go in and change her little nappy there and make sure that she is tended to, because as we know, Megan is a fussy little one. It does look like Caiden has to go off to work again, so we will be sending him off to work for the evening. And why don't you finish that book? And she's like, I'm really not in the mood to write, but there's got to be some creative juices in you. There has to be. He's just going to go ahead and grab himself a bite to eat before he has to go into his shift, while Celia goes ahead and tries to pump out some creative writing here and finishes up this book. It doesn't look like she has a whole lot of writing left on this book to do, so hopefully it won't take her too long and she'll be able to finish that book up. So hopefully this book will fly by and we'll be able to get that published, and she'll be able to start making some royalties on that. And that will be great news for everybody, because even if it is just a little bit here and there, every little bit of money coming into the house, you know, counts and helps us towards paying off that loan that they took out to get this house. We do still have that $50,000 credit loan that they are working towards paying off for the house when they purchased this one. So they're still whittling away at that slowly. So we do want them paying off as much as they can. So every little bit of money that comes in does help. It does look like Celia has finished writing what she wants to write for the evening. So we are going to let her go ahead and go on upstairs and get a little bit of rest here. And it looks like Caiden is also in bed, taking a little bit of a nap. They're just going to get a little bit of rest. And Celia has come on down to use the washroom here. She is constantly on the toilet because, as we know, her bladder is right under the baby, and the baby is constantly pushing on her bladder. And so she's like, oh, I can't catch a break. I'm constantly in here having to go to the loo. And she is, you know, thinking to herself, this was something I had kind of forgotten with the first pregnancy, was how much I was always hungry and how much I was always needing to go to the bathroom. But she is enjoying being pregnant. She is enjoying feeling the baby moving around in her belly, and she is thrilled that they are pregnant again. She's just going to go out here. It looks like her little garden does need tending. So she's going to come on out and she's going to do a little bit of weeding and a little bit of spraying of the bugs and just taking care of her plants. She doesn't have a whole lot of plants that she can tend to, but she has a little bit of a plot here that she's planted. So she's going to go ahead and tend to that. And then once that's taken care of, she'll probably go on inside and just check on Megan and make sure Megan's okay. Because as we know, Caiden is headed off to work there, and so she would be the one needing to make sure Megan's okay. It does look like while she's out here spraying the bugs that Megan has woken up crying. She is desperately in need of being fed by her mom. So I am just going to hurry her back into the house so that we can have her take care of Megan here. And that way she can make sure Megan gets fed. Obviously, she's going to need to grab herself something to eat as well because she's feeling a little bit hungry again. So some time has passed and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling hungry all over again. You couldn't even tell that I've eaten. I could eat a horse. And that's what she kind of meant by the fact that, you know, she can't remember the last time she felt so famished all the time. She's constantly wanting to eat. And so she stopped here in the kitchen just to grab herself a quick bite. She can hear Megan upstairs screaming, and she's like, I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, honey. I know that you're hungry. Mommy's got to get a quick bite to eat here, and then I'm coming up to give you a bottle. So she's going to run on upstairs and give Megan a quick bottle there. It does look like Caiden has returned home from work as well, and he is just straight shattered after a long shift at work. She's headed on up now to go ahead and take care of Megan. And she's like, hi, honey, welcome home. And she screams down the stairs at him. And she is just going to plop that bottle in her mouth there and make sure that she gets herself fed.
Kapuna.
It is about 10:30 at night here. And these guys are just straight shattered. I mean, they have had a really, really long day. It has been an emotional day for everyone. Good emotions, but emotional nonetheless. They are super excited about the baby on the way, and even with them having good emotions, it has just been an emotional roller coaster for them. Even with them being so high on that cloud 9, it's a lot of emotions to take in, and so they are definitely ready to go ahead and get themselves headed off into bed. And as you can see, Caiden is already up, you know, gone into bed there. And he's just like, I've got to get myself a little bit of rest. I need to go to sleep. Celia is just having herself a quick bath after doing all of the gardening because she's feeling a little bit grungy. And then she's going to get herself back, you know, into bed as well here. And little Megan has gone fast to sleep as well. So everyone is just going to go ahead and head themselves off to sleep for the night. Oh, Megan has woken up crying from a dirty diaper. So let's go ahead and actually get Mom to go on in there and change that dirty diaper really fast before she heads off to bed. Okay, now that that's taken care of, now we can go ahead and get Celia into bed for the night. She's like, okay, sweet girl, this time really go to sleep and let Mommy and Dad get themselves some rest for the night. She's thinking to herself, I hope that she's going to sleep through the night. She is almost a toddler. She still isn't sleeping through the night. Like, when is she going to sleep through the night? It is 5 o'clock in the morning and Celia is up. Everyone is rising. As you can see, Megan is screaming her head off. She is crying and needing some attention from her parents. Caiden is heading in there to take care of her. He is trying to find out what's wrong with her. He's going to give her a little bounce and a little coo, give her some attention and change her diaper and give her a bottle. As you can see, we do have Celia heading on downstairs. She needs to go to the washroom and get herself something to eat. She's feeling quite hungry this morning. So we're going to have her go ahead and come down and just get something going for breakfast for the morning. Obviously, the family would need to be fed, so we'll have her go ahead and deal with that this morning. He is just doing his fatherly duties of loving on his little girl, which we absolutely find super precious. He's like, hi, sweet girl. You're going to be a big sister. Yes, you are. And can you believe it? Mommy's going to have a baby. And we never thought that was going to happen. We thought this was not going to work out, but it is. And you're going to be a big, big sister. And Megan's thinking, I have no idea what you're talking about. But, he's just continuing on. He doesn't even care. So he is thrilled to be having another child. He is clearly really good at this whole parenting thing. He loves his little girl. He can't wait to have another child. He doesn't care if it's a boy or a girl as long as it's a healthy little one. And he is just over the moon and can't wait to find out what they're having. And he is just kind of holding his breath, anticipating the day that he gets to go with Celia for them to find out what it is that they're having, because he knows that day is going to be here sooner than he knows it. But not only that, today is Megan's birthday and she is going to be aging up into a toddler. And so it's a very special day here in the Sutton house because they get to celebrate the birthday of Megan and they get to throw her a rockin' birthday party. Or at the very least, they just get to celebrate over her as she, throws herself out of her crib. Either way, she gets to age up to a toddler, and we get to go ahead and give her toddler makeover and see what she is going to look like, which is super exciting. I can't wait to see who she's going to look like once she ages up. And as you can see, Celia is just in here cooking away. She is like, I can't believe it, honey. Today's Megan's birthday, and he's like, I know, can you believe she's already a toddler? She's aging up so quickly. They just grow up so fast. And she's like, I know. That's why I'm so glad that we're, finally pregnant, because I didn't want too much time to get between the two kids. And he's like, I know, honey. I'm so glad it was good timing as well. And she says, so, breakfast is going to be ready soon. Don't go too far. And he's like, okay, babe. So she is just finishing up the breakfast here. She does have herself a little bit of morning sickness, but she's hoping this buttered toast is going to help with that. And she did just make a little bit of eggs and toast here. So she is going to go ahead and grab herself a plate. He's going to grab himself a plate, and they're going to have a little bit of breakfast together. I'll just go ahead and put these leftovers in the fridge. That way the cat doesn't go ahead and decide to help herself to the rest. We know you, Turtle. We're not letting that happen. We're just not today. So these two are just having a little bit of a conversation about what they're going to do about the baby. And she's like, well, I think that, we will just go ahead and change that bedroom upstairs that's a single bed into the toddler room. And obviously we'll just let the nursery stay a nursery since we were pregnant. I mean, it just makes sense. The nursery's already set up. Instead of changing it into a toddler room for Megan, we'll just go ahead and keep it as a nursery. And he's like, oh yeah, I think that's a great plan too. So she's like, we'll just change that other room into a toddler room and it will be fine. We'll just put that bed in storage for now. And he's like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. So that's the plan that they're going to do. And they're going to go ahead and come upstairs and we are going to change this dirty diaper for Megan because she is screaming again that she needs love and care from her parents. And then we are going to go ahead and age her up here and let her become a toddler and see what traits she gets as a toddler. And she's got some gifts from her grandparents, which we absolutely love. And Megan has aged up. Toddler's day spent playing with toys, exploring the world, and learning to communicate with words instead of tears await. This is the perfect time to start skill building for the future. And she got curious. These toddlers become energetic and gain fun need when they learn a new skill. They are also curious. These toddlers are cute, which makes you want to pinch their cheeks. So she got adorable as well. Okay, that's really great. And we are going to go ahead after he sets her down, and we will hop into Cass and take a look at her and then see about giving her a makeover and see what she looks like after her makeover. So let's go ahead and jump into Cass and see what she looks like. So this is what she looks like now. And after her makeover, this is Megan Sutton after her makeover. She is super precious. Oh. And let's go ahead and take a look at her outfits. This is her everyday outfit and her formal outfit. And then we have her sleepwear, her party outfit, her swimwear. We have her hot weather. And then we have her cold weather. And let's jump back into the game. So as you can see, Celia here is just going to go ahead and play a little bit of some video games. And Megan is just teetotaling all over the house here. So she is wanting to go ahead and come on in here and just play and mimic with Turtle for a little bit. She is just getting to know her little cat friend, which we think is absolutely adorable. And I love the fact that she is just getting to know Turtle here a little bit. They are becoming fast friends, which we absolutely love because we know they're going to be growing up together, which is great. I mean, Turtle is actually an adult cat already, but Turtle's going to be living, obviously, here with her growing up. So we love that they're becoming friends together. And I am going to change that bed into a toddler bed in that room there and get it set up for a toddler room. And as you can see, we do have Caiden there who is just loving on Megan, giving her some hugs. And they're just having a little bit of conversation and playing a little bit. These two are so precious together. But guys, I do think I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.